Hi, everybody. Good evening. My name is Victoria Waka. I am the founder and CEO of Valucop Global. So we major in a lot of things, which includes teaching you how to monetize crypto, teaching you how to monetize what you know, teaching you how to monetize writing, and varied other courses. We also have a very wonderful digital product that can help you, like my recent book that just came out on how to make money with what you know. If you've not bought that book yet, please, you can kindly buy the book. It's not really just for me per se, but the fact that you're going to learn how you can package what you know and then you can earn out of it. So today's class is a crypto class. So we're going to have a crypto class, basically like an overview of a lot of things. The crypto space have been super amazing in the past 12 years. And in the past few months, we've encountered a lot of profitable markets and also the bad markets. And then if you notice, it's very easy for people to be so, when people get into this space, they super expect that they should encounter, rapid profits on the go without a pause. But when the market's correct and retraces and everybody starts panicking and people start selling off at loss, and then after like a couple of days, 3 days, the market is back up again, and then those that are so early will start regretting and all that. So now this crypto space is filled with tons and tons of things. But I want you to know that this is one space that gives everybody a chance to making a lot of money. But then there are principles to it, there's a guide to it, there's a method to it. So you need to know how it works. Now everybody is a part of this class. Everybody joining this class. But normally I just limit my class to just my paid community. But today it's going to be like an open class for anybody to join. So if you know anybody that can learn a thing or two from this class, you can share the link with the person and then invite the person to join in, and the person can learn one thing or two from this class. But just mind you, I prefer to teach people. I prefer people to be ready to learn. So that's the one way you can grow, and that's one way you can sustain your success. Now, when people don't learn, when people don't give time to learning, they can't sustain their success. So they might hit it today, and tomorrow they might miss it. So if you have experienced success in a particular thing, try and replicate that success and then see if it's going to work for you. And then you keep on repeating it and then you keep on tweaking it and you keep on enjoying your success. But any success you can't replicate. You can't replicate. Please can you mute yourself? If you're just joining, just mute yourself so we can hear ourselves. Thank you very much. So before I move further, I want to know if we can hear me clearly so that I can move further, and I will tell us what we're going to cover tonight. And just so you get ready for a question like this, ask me anything. But of course, further stuff will be reserved for those in my paid community. So if you can hear me, just kindly type in the chat box or say you can hear me. Just a simple yes would do. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, kindly type yes in the chat box so you can hear me. All right. Okay.
I can hear you. I just had to mute my speaker because of noise around.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be the rest of the people just join now because the background noise is really plenty. All right, so let's proceed. So this evening I'll be covering overview of cryptocurrency trading and investment, how to use various crypto exchanges, trading pairs, understanding Satoshi value, spotting good coins, how much can you invest? People ask me that a lot. How much can I use to start? How much can you invest? So I'll just give you a few pointers on what can help you to figure out how much you can invest into a coin, and then how you can also maximize the money that you put into the coin. So just mind you, this class should be very beneficial to you, and all that. So, and then understanding the whole market psychology, the hype, the trend, and then the ones that last. So the first thing first is overview of cryptocurrency. So I've had a lot of persons join the crypto space, and they don't know the first thing. Okay, let's just join the crypto space. The first thing they come to ask you is, do you have this coin? I want to buy this coin. Do you have Doge? I want to buy Doge coin. If you're asking me, traded on an exchange before, or you've never had to use an exchange before. So because if you have traded on an exchange before, that wouldn't be your first question. So normally, those people that use exchanges on a normal day, if they wanted to trade, the first thing they buy is they either go buy USDT or fund their account with BTC, and then they go forward to buy what they need to buy with their USDT or their BTC. Now, when someone comes directly to start asking, I want to buy Doge, because at first, many persons in the crypto space have a mindset. They come into the crypto space with a Ponzi mindset. Ponzi scheme is one of the things that have really, really lasted in this part of the world. From Nigeria, in South Africa, and all that. People are used to, if you explain Ponzi scheme to someone, they easily understand it. But when you start explaining the whole cryptocurrency sequence, they don't understand it. They just, it's like, oh, this is too bulky for me to understand. This is very hard for me to understand. So they just want to find something easy. So this of, okay, don't worry, don't bother about learning how to trade, don't bother about anything. Then you can just simply do this and do that, or just pay 5,000 and then you do something. So the thing is, the whole idea of the cryptocurrency is beyond the Ponzi scheme mindset people have about it. Because you need to go back to understanding that cryptocurrency has simply followed a money evolution pace. Money has been evolving, and money has evolved to this point. So now we have digital currencies, we have digital assets, we have money that can appreciate, we have money that does not get devalued, like the way our fiat currencies get devalued over time. We have money that we can even regulate the quantity that can be available at a time. And we have money that you can keep and it can grow, just like the way you buy your piece of land. And in a matter of 10 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, that piece of land will be worth a lot of money. So same way, you can buy some assets, digital assets, and then over time, it's worth a lot of money. Just like if you had bought a few Satoshi worth of Ethereum in December last year, right now it would have been worth a lot of money, like all the way up to more than 5x of what you put into it. Same for Bitcoin, same for some other cryptocurrencies. So first thing you should always notice, you should always go back to the beginning. Why do we have cryptocurrency today? If you understand that, you will be able to follow what's happening now, because the crypto space has grown massively in the past 12 years. And in the past 1 year, it has usually done leaps and bounds, because I know back last year in March, the major dip that happened that took BTC all the way to $4,000, and now BTC is like all the way to more than $50,000. That's a whole lot of X's in the price. So you should know that this is just a normal trend of evolution. And for the first time in history, an average man, the unbanked, someone staying in his house has a chance to get a couple of assets, and then the next thing is a millionaire. There are a lot of people that did that just because of Dogecoin. Dogecoin is supposed to be a mockery coin against Bitcoin. A meme coin has made a lot of press, have given money to a lot of persons. That is just the magic of the cryptocurrency space. Everyone gets a chance. Nobody is criticized as long as you understand how the market works. So now there are two. I usually try to show people two different ways. When you're coming to this space, you should make up your mind. What kind of trader, what kind of this thing do you want to do? Do you want to trade? Do you want to be actively involved in it? Do you want to literally watch the market and all that? Or do you want to invest in it? If you can identify why am I here? Why are you in this space? It's going to help you a lot, because this is a space that's very volatile. Today it's up, tomorrow it's down. And then if you don't choose where you are, you'll be it's going to really affect your emotions a lot, because today your emotions are so high because the market is so green, and then tomorrow your emotions are so red because the market is correcting, is retracing, and then the market is down. So if you don't decide this is what I want to get out of this thing, you won't be thrown about by everything that's happening in the market. Because what I want to know that as soon as you enter into this space, it's not a smooth journey all the way up. Now, if you look at some charts, like there's a coin XOR, Solar Network. If you look at XOR, you see that coin as literally that has its ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. But in the space of 1 year, it has done a lot, like literally more than 20x. And then if you're not someone that is patient, or if you just want to have an investment mindset, the ups and downs will really affect you. So you choose the kind of trader you want to be. There's day trading, there's swing trading, there's positional trading, there's all kinds, different kinds of trading. Like personally, I like positional trading, whereby you just simply buy an asset when it's low and then keep it. As soon as it hits your favorite, your desired percentage, you can sell off. And then you make your profits. Then some people prefer to have maybe 7 days trading, weekly trading. Some people like to do day trading. Of course, I don't like day trading because I have tons and tons of other things that I'm doing. So doing day trading is really, really, really mind tasking and all that. So now you decide what you want to do. So are you going to bring out some funds, buy a few crypto gems, and leave them to appreciate? Or are you going to be actively involved, watching how the market goes, knowing how to take advantage of the market and all that? So if you decide which one you're going to do, you check if you have the time for it. Now, when people come to me and say, oh, I want to do this thing, but I don't have the time, I just tell them that they should just simply bring out a few funds and buy a few crypto assets that are good, put them in a wallet, and then go about their daily life and come back maybe 3 months later and watch that their portfolio has grown. When you see a coin that has potential, you can just buy it and keep. Just the same way you will buy a piece of land and don't sell it the next day. When people start panicking about when crypto starts being very volatile and all that, and then they start panicking. I'm like, come on, if you have an investment mindset about all those things, or if you are so sure that what you bought is not a shit coin, because in the past few weeks we've had tons of shit coins being poured into this space because of the Binance Smart Chain. Because it's so easy for anyone to just spend a little gas fee and then engage in the contract and buy a shit coin, and it goes all the way up and then it goes all the way down. A few persons, the way the Ponzi scheme works, a few persons benefit from it and some other persons lose. And there's no guarantee that coin is going to do well in the near future. So you need to understand how this space works if you're going to invest in it. I always encourage knowledge first. Because I remember when I came into the space newly, that was in 2018. When I said I made up my mind, okay, fine, I've been hearing about this since 2016. Let me just start already and all that. So it was like I have to make up my mind, and then I start learning first. You don't put your money in what you've not learned about. I always say it. I'm not one of those people that would come and then start hyping, do a lot of hype of maybe 100x hype or whatever. I like to encourage education first, no matter what it is. You need to know what you're getting yourself into, so that you know what risk management you can take, to know what portfolio management you can put in place. And remember, this space can as well, because in this space, like I said, anything is possible. That's 1000x is super possible in this space. You can wake up one morning, you buy a coin, forget about it, and then wake up one morning, and then you are super wealthy. And then same way, you can get airdrop like free money out of nowhere, and the next thing you find out it's worth a lot of money. So in this space, anything is possible, but make sure that you are taking calculated risk. you are taking calculated risk. Very, very important. Like very, very, very super important. So now there are in this crypto space now, we started with decentralized exchanges. Remember, cryptocurrency is decentralized. It's decentralized. Like it has no central authority. There's no third party. Excuse me. Sorry. There's no third party, there's no bank, there's no it's just simply you interacting with either a smart contract or an exchange. So now, but one of the challenges that the crypto space have encountered over the years is people trying to understand how to use it. So imagine we are all used to using banks, we're all used to our regular money ways, and then you bring in cryptocurrency. The mainstream guys will not know exactly how to use this. And now go brought in centralized exchanges in the first place, like Binance, OKEx and all that. In order to make it easy for people to buy and sell these digital assets. But then we now go back to where we're supposed to be. That is when decentralized exchanges came into place. That's the likes of Uniswap, the likes of PancakeSwap, all the swaps. So you simply, you are the one in charge of what to buy and sell. You don't have to leave your funds on an exchange, because the difference between centralized exchanges and decentralized is that on centralized, you keep your funds on an exchange, and then on decentralized, it will be in a wallet. All you have to just interact with the platform by just simply swap, and then you get the coin you want to get, and it will be in your wallet. Whenever you're ready to sell, you swap it back. So basically, the DEXs just gives you a swapping interface, and you simply do your swap, and then you make your profit and all that. So now people have on my YouTube channel, I have some videos that would help put you through on how to use PancakeSwap, BakerySwap, Uniswap, and the likes of it. So because all these swaps, they work in the same way. They work really, really work in the same way, and then exchanges also work in similar ways. Just a few exchanges have two tweaks, like take for example now, some exchanges don't have what we call order types, while some exchanges they just simply have market order. Like Hotbit now, even though they've been fixing their exchange for some days now. Or Hotbit, for example, they don't have order types. They just simply have a market order. Just simply buy, sell. Not like on OKEx or other exchanges that have what we call limit order, stop limits, what are the stop loss, and the likes of the OCO, what cancels the order. So you need to understand also how to use this, which there are videos for you to that will show you how to do this. So if you know how to do use these interfaces, it will help you a lot. So that when people are coming to ask how to do some questions, you will just simply know that they have not learned how to do this. So you using the DEX and the centralized exchanges are totally different. They are very, very, very different, but they're very simple to use. Like they're the simplest things to even do to use in the crypto space. Learning how to buy and sell are like the simplest first step you do when you want to start trading crypto. So now there are on like centralized exchanges now we have what we call the trading pairs. Now, what are trading pairs? When you tell people to one of my videos, I explain the whole Satoshi value thing, how to understand you're buying with 100 sats, you're buying with 1,000 sats, you're buying with 10,000 sats. I explained that. Now on the centralized exchanges now, like OKEx, for example, you would see that there are what we call trading pairs, where you see let me use this coin for example, link slash BTC, link slash USDT, link slash OKB, link slash and the likes, just like that. Now these are called trading pairs. It means that you bought USDT. You bought USDT via peer-to-peer, because that's like the only way we buy and sell cryptos for cash, using cash, from cash to cash. You bought USDT and then you deposited that USDT to the exchange. Now you have two options. Either you convert your USDT to BTC in order to enter your trade, or you buy with the USDT deposited. Now in some scenarios, some coins have only one trading pair. That means that you can only use one type of coin to trade it. While some coins have up to 2, 3, 4 trading pairs. That is, you can see the coin link against link slash BTC, link slash USDT, link slash OKB, link slash X. Those are like trading pairs. They are called trading pairs. So it means that you're using OKB. Now, this class is going to be super basic because it's a general class. So try to carry everybody along. So you use so when you see the price, maybe you got a signal. Maybe you're in my premium group and you got a signal. Most of the signals come in either USDT or Satoshi. Now, why Satoshi? Satoshi is the unit currency for cryptocurrency. And remember the man that hypothetically invented the Bitcoin. The man that hypothetically invented the Bitcoin, that's Satoshi Nakamoto. So the zero we say $1, $1, $1, and all that. That's the same way you say 1 Satoshi, 2 Satoshi, 3 Satoshi, 100 Satoshi. Now each of these Satoshi values have an equivalent Bitcoin, an equivalent dollar value. And usually, whenever the price of Bitcoin is going up, it's going to cost, it will cost you lesser amount of Satoshi to be equal to a particular amount of dollar. Like when Bitcoin was at $10,000, it cost only 0.01 to have $100. But now it's costing a whole lot lesser in Satoshi to be equal to $100. So the more expensive Bitcoin gets, the lesser Satoshi is going to take you to be equated to the dollar. So you should also bear that in mind. You should also bear that in mind so that you don't start thinking, okay, what is Satoshi value all about and all that, and also the trading pairs. So whenever you see a trading pair, it means this is the coin you can use to buy the coin you want to buy. So that is the trading pair. So I'm going to take questions when I'm done with going through all those things. So now, how do you know which coin to buy? How do you know which coin to buy? I'm trying to save you a lot of the whole basics. So many basics to cover for some people that might be new to the crypto space. But how do you know which coins to buy? People always ask that question a whole lot. Now, there's one thing, I'm asking this question now because before we started, there was someone that was asking about some of these coins that came out, and what do I think of them? Now, look at it this way. If remember, there's no 100% guarantee in this space. Everything is prediction, not majorly speculation, but speculation to an extent, prediction on what can do well because of these factors. Like you look at the particular set of factors to determine how well a particular coin can go. So sometimes you're looking at, you're combining fundamentals with technicals. You're combining fundamentals, you're combining technicals, you're combining market sentiment in order to decide, okay, should I buy this coin? How long can I hold this coin? And all that. Now, look at it. there are a few factors you should look at for a coin that's going to do well. Now, I'm telling you, it's not every coin that is rolling today that will live for a long time. So now, I'll get to the point where I tell you, I'll explain to you the whole how to following high trend and then your information. So first of all, okay, in no particular order actually, you should look at the project itself. What is the project offering? Of course, in this today's space now, we've seen projects that have nothing to really offer, but it's gaining traction, it's gaining popularity, it's giving people a lot of profit, like we've seen in the past weeks. So now, when you're not seeing maybe a use case that is presented by this project, that this is what they are offering, or this is what they plan to offer in the future, you look at what we call utility. Now, Dogecoin, for example, at first, Dogecoin was supposed to be like a mockery against Bitcoin. It was supposed to just be a joke coin. It's supposed to be a joke. Because you look at the tokenomics of Dogecoin, you would see that it has what we call an inflationary mechanism, in the sense that the quantity does not go down. The quantity multiplies every day. It's created in such a way that the quantity keeps multiplying every day. And then in a year, more than 13. Okay, can you hear me? If you can hear me, just kindly indicate. Someone said they can't hear me. If you can hear me, kindly indicate.
I can hear you, Mom.
All right, let me just simply go ahead.
I can hear you.
All right. Just help me unmute yourself, and we can continue. Okay. Okay. Let's continue then. So, Dogecoin itself has what we call inflationary mechanism embedded in it, in the sense that every day new Dogecoin is added to circulation, and in a whole year, up to more than 10 billion Dogecoin will be added into circulation. Now, looking at tokenomics, it seems like something that won't, do well in the long term. But now we have what we call utility use case ascribed to it, because different places in different parts of the world are beginning to accept it as a mode of payment. Of course, as a use case in itself, as a project in itself, it doesn't have any intrinsic use case. But because in some places like Travala is one of the places where you go to book your, if you're going on a travel, book your hotel and all those things. Travala is accepting Dogecoin as a use case, as a mode of payment. So you look at Dogecoin now. Even though it doesn't have initial use case, but right now it has what we call utility use case ascribed to it, because people are now accepting it as payments. People are now paying it, like you can now pay it and also receive it as payment. So because of this now, you can say, okay, fine, it has hope for the future and all that. And then looking at the fact that, celebrities and institutions are looking into it and they're adopting it. So in itself, there's no use case. But then, based on the way market is going, which is what I'm going to talk about next, we look at what can be profitable. You need to also look at the market sentiment. In the last year and the years before, social sentiment was not part of what you will look at in deciding if a coin is going to do well or not. It wasn't part of it. It was just literally what is the project offering. But now we are not considering social media hype. There are different tools, data analytics tools that analyzes how much the coin is trending on social media. Like you look at Lunar Crush, for example. Lunar Crush is the website that analyzes the social media sentiment to show how much people are using a particular coin and how well it's going to do. Now we're beginning to see, people the strength of community. That's another thing that Dogecoin has. It has community. Now, I'm using Dogecoin as a use case because it's a typical example of a coin that has no, like, in itself, it has no use case, potential use case, but then it seems to have grown over the weeks and then giving people lots of profit. So if you're going to be on this space, you should also look at, we're not just looking at, of course, if someone is going to hold a coin for a long term, you should look at what the project's offering. You should look at what the project is offering. And after you look at what the project is offering, look at how viable it is. You should also look at the community of that project. How active it is it? How is it being managed? Because community is the strength of crypto. The all of us decide we're not doing crypto again. Crypto will just crash. Without people, crypto will not thrive. And that's the strength of some projects that seems not to have potential use case. But because they have strong community, the price keep going up. You keep having more people, like increasing holders and all that. So if you look at the community, how is the community being managed? You look at what the project is offering. Then you look at the team. How active is the team in making sure that a project is progressing? You look at the roadmap of that project, because any project that is progressive will have a well-written out roadmap that will tell you by next quarter we should have achieved this, by end of the year we should have achieved that, by January and all that. So it helps you to say, I'm not saying that all this is 100% guarantee to point towards what a project that will do well, but then these are factors you should look into. If you're trying to look at for yourself, like, okay, what project should I get into now? These days, you consider market sentiment, you consider community, you consider the project use case, you consider the team, you consider the roadmap of this thing. And then there's a factor now these days that people that's no longer playing, of course, it plays a lot of role. That is the market supply, the total supply or the circulating supply of a coin. Now, before now, remember the economic rule that says when something is low in supply, there's going to be high demand for it. That's usually what pushes up the value. Now look at Bitcoin, for example. Bitcoin has a fixed supply of 21 million. It can never go more than that. It can never go more than that. So it has this shows you that right from the beginning of Bitcoin, it was already structured to even go beyond this price, because the smaller something is in circulation, the higher the chances of it hitting more price, like higher price. That is why if you're looking for a long-term hold coin, you should look into what we call the low cap coins, low market capitalization coins, whereby you buy tokens that are still below 100 million in market cap, below 100 million or below 15 million, depending. There are a lot of them like that, but they have good use case. They have progressive roadmap. They have strong team. They have quality partnerships, and then you look at the quantities. The quantities are outrageous. Of course, you have coins that have outrageous quantities, but in those coins that have outrageous quantities, some of them have what we call deflationary mechanism. That this time around, not like Dogecoin, which multiplies. This time around, it bonds the quantity. They bond the quantity at a particular time or at a particular period, or somehow the quantity reduces with time, over time. So that is having deflationary mechanism, because they know that more quantity will can never make it to be as high, have a market capitalization of like Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin is at the top, followed by Ethereum, and every other coin follows. So if you're thinking of a coin that is going to do well, you should look at all these factors. If the total supply of that coin is just too many, like outrageously too many, you should look at if it has a deflationary mechanism to reduce the quantity over time. Because if it doesn't, well, there's a size to get to. It might not really go beyond that size, unless they bring in other features like maybe the strength of community, using community, and then similar factor, maybe social media factor, and the price will now go up and start giving people profit. So you should look at all these factors when you're considering which coin should I buy, when you're considering which coin you should buy, especially for long term. If you think of a coin that can give you 10x, always look at these factors. Low cap coins always have a potential to go 10x. It's really hard. The large cap, like coins are divided into large caps, the mid caps, and the low caps. Large caps are those like first 50s. On the coin market cap, you see from Bitcoin down a bit. Those ones that the market cap has really hit, hundreds of billions, and then Bitcoin is up to $1 trillion now, and all that. So those are like large cap. So like right now we're seeing those large cap coins go up in profit. The more the coins are like the prices are going up, they're climbing up the ladder to either becoming a mid cap coin or a large cap coin. Now, if you're looking for a coin that can easily 10x for you, you should look at the low cap coins that are below $1. So that by the time they get to $10, that's like 10x for you. Below $1 or below 0.01. Sorry, below 0.1. Yeah, 0.1 or 0.01. And then, but you now check other factors that will possibly make it do 10x or do 20 years. Now, remember, me, I'm not a fan of shitcoins. I've never been a fan of shitcoins. But we've seen these shitcoins give people a lot of profit. And then some of them still lose the money trying to pursue another shitcoin. So just like how poses work, these coins will give you profits for a time. It will give you profit for maybe now, or you might miss it. I've seen people put a lot of money and they lose the money because of simply pump and dumps of this coin. So to the next part of what I want to talk about is how much should you invest. Now, always be willing to invest what you can afford to lose. Now, I tell people this because not like you're going to lose this fund. Not like you're going to, of course, you don't plan to lose money. You don't just plan to lose money. The plan is to multiply what you have. But then this is still a very, as much as the crypto market has come to stay, it's still very speculative. Do you understand? So it's always very okay to invest what you can afford to let go of. Something that when you put it in, you will not go hungry, you don't go homeless. You can actually survive for the next 3 months comfortably. That's what you should invest in. So that you can easily detach your emotions. You can easily detach your emotions from what you invested. Imagine buying a coin and you have to check it every second. The coin, you will have high BP because you see the thing go down, you see it go up, you see it go down. It will just be toying with your emotions. So one of the reasons why you need to put in something is because some people borrow for this. I don't even subscribe to it. They borrow for it and they expect to make their money back in 1 month so they can pay back what they got. And I'm like, okay, so what if it doesn't work that way? Sometimes the best of analysis goes south because the market decides to misbehave. So you should always start. It's better for you to even build with $20 that is your own than to go and borrow $100 that you're going to struggle to sustain. Or maybe the person that borrowed the money will start knocking on your door and then you start panicking. So invest what you can have, if you are willing to let go, and then gradually watch from afar without it affecting your emotions or affecting your current lifestyle. So you can invest in it without putting your current lifestyle at risk. And then there's one method that that you also do. There's one mistake a lot of people make. maybe you have one small money, like one cheeky money, just think about me like it's $10, and then you start to split that $10 into 4 coins, $5 each. No, that's a very terrible portfolio management. That's a very, very terrible way. Me, I learned it the hard way personally. I learned it the hard way. It's not, because I look at it, it's simple mathematics. If you have $30 into a trade, just one trade, if you do 100% on that coin, it's going to give you $40 in total. You get an extra $30. But then if you split that $20 to 4 coins, that's, let me say, $5, $5, $5, $5. If only one of the coin does a 100%, you only have a total of $25, because again, maybe then if other was part of the portfolio start dropping, the 100% will not make sense anymore, because one of the coins you bought with $5, of course, did 100% profit, you now have $10. What happens with $15? Also, they start dropping. At the end of the day, you make profit though, but like you didn't make any profit at all. So instead of you splitting little funds into many places, use it and buy only one coin. When you make profits, and then you compound your profits that way over time. So like if you have $100 now, I'll put it in one coin. When you do 50%, you have $150. So now you have $150 to enter on that trade. When you enter around $150, when you do another 50% or 100%, you now have $300 in total. But if you now try to split that your $100 to 5 coins, it's not possible for all that 5 coins to be doing well at the same time. It's not possible. So one or 2 or 3 of them might be doing well, and then the other one will not start dropping. The other one will not start dropping, and then everything will not be like, your portfolio will not be. You will not wonder what's happening to your portfolio. It's not growing. So if you didn't take anything away from this night's class, take the fact that don't spread your funds too thin. Don't spread your funds too thin across trades. Don't spread your funds too thin across trades. Use fund. Maybe if it's what you have is small, just use it for one trade. When you make profit on that one, you now have more funds to enter one trade again. You now have more funds to enter one trade again. So you'll be doing it that way and be building your funds. Don't spread your funds too thin, so that it won't drag your whole portfolio down. So that's one major portfolio management you should take away from this class. And then so that your portfolio will start making sense again. So like now, like I told you earlier, I'm not a fan of shitcoins, because it's almost like you're doing a game of gamble. A chance that you might never recover your money, and a chance that you might make plenty of money. So what if you make plenty of money now, and the next shitcoin trade, you lose everything? So they're going to do all this, participate in all this shitcoin out there. Make sure it's the amount of funds that you can let go. Of course, the normal day, you trade what you're willing to let go of. But in this case now, you want to with something that will not even touch you at all if you lose it. I know there's always temptation when you enter a trade and trade does 100%. I say, if I put more money now, if I put more money now, I would have made more. Please note at the back of your mind, every profit is profit. Every profit is profit. If you make extra $50, be happy for that $50. Don't start calculating in your head, if I had sold that land and if I put that money inside this trade, that I would have made more. Because the funny thing is, this because it's very funny. It's like I said, your village people visited you. When you carry that money and put it inside, the money will just not go anywhere. It start dumping on you, and then you start regretting. Oh my God, my money I sold for my land, I got from my land, or my last feeding money. I put it in. So any profit you make, just have the mindset of compounding that, instead of trying to regret that you should have put in more money. So that will not make you, if you start regretting that, I start saying, oh, I should have put in more money. You now realize that the next trade you're going to enter now, you're going to look for extra funds now put, and then you run a better action. So every profit is profit. When you make profit, accumulate it, just keep accumulating your profit and keep entering, keep it compounding your capital for your trade. Don't regret any profit that you made. Don't regret any profit that you made. So now when it comes to the whole market psychology, there's one very important advice that many people don't ever keep. Many people don't ever keep to that advice. And that of it is, be fearful when the market when the market is green, profitable, and then be greedy when the market is be fearful. Yeah. When the market is all green, please be greedy and capture the profit. And market is all fearful. That's time to buy. Now, what I mean is, whenever the market is red, of course, it's not easy, especially when you have trades and they are going down, which is why you should choose. If you're a long-term holder, you might not bother so much about using stop losses because you're buying to hold it for a long time, maybe up to 6 months and to a year. But if you are a short-term holder or even a mid-term holder, you might consider using stop loss so that when you lose, the loss minimize, especially when the market is so bad. The market goes so bad that it drops up to 25%, 30% of your portfolio, or even more, up to 50%. So when the market is red, that is when you should look for spare cash to buy coins. Because now, take for example, now if the market drops all the way, to 25% drop, and you enter the trade, then it means that when the market starts recovering and gets to 5% back up, you really on the 5% profit. So when the market is red, people, when I say the persons, they say somebody made 100%. Now they ask you, should I enter the trade? I'm like, why are you entering a trade? Somebody already made 100% from it and you want to go and enter. Then when it does on your head, now you start crying. So you don't start rush to go and catch the green candles. You don't rush to catch green candles. Buy whenever the market is afraid. That is the best time to buy. And when the market is so green, everybody is so happy, looking for trades to jump into. Check your trades and take out profit. Remember, the profit that is your own is the one that you took out. That profit that you're looking at and smiling at, but you're not taking it out, it's not your own yet, because the market dips, the profit goes down with the market. Now, and then the whole the market goes down and carries the profit with it. So when you're on a trade, learn to take out profit. Because any profit you don't take out is not your own. That profit is not your own. So it's the profit you took out that is yours, that you can say, yes, I took out 50%, I took out 75%, and all that. Of course, I have some videos that on my YouTube channel that can show you how to take out profit on a trade. Like if you have an open trade. Okay, yeah, I'll answer your question. If you have an open trade and you want to still leave the trade open, but you are made profit on it, I have a video that teaches on how you can take out profit from that trade and still leave the trade open. Of course, the quantity of what you bought will drop, but you have to put that profit. If possible, take out your capital. If profit you made is up to your capital, take out your capital and leave some quantity to down grow. Now you've taken out your capital. What you're now leaving there is just the jar that can easily grow back. So don't always. That is why if you're using a money that you borrowed from somebody, or you're using money that you can afford to not to that gives you sleepless nights, when the market is red, you are tempted to sell because you are scared you lose everything. Well, this crypto space have come to stay. as long as those coins are good coins, that you've checked all the factors, everything, and then it checks out, it will always recover. It will recover eventually. You get, as long as that coin, the progressive coin, good team, it checks everything, supply, use case, their roadmap, everything. You check it out, then you just have to wait it out. It will always recover. So you don't sell at loss. Because the funny thing is, I noticed like in the past market corrections that happened, I found that sometimes the corrections can just stay off for just 72 hours. We might have a green market of 2 weeks, and they will not have 72 hours of red market. But that 72 hours, people will be crying like, the world is coming to an end. So now I'm like, okay, you have more days of green days, more green days than you had red days. Of course, in that 3 days can do a lot of damage to your portfolio. I get it. But then this is for the strong-hearted. So that is why you should use funds that you can easily look at it. When the market is red, you're not panicking because at least you can still feed, there's a roof over your head, you can still transport yourself to wherever you're going to, and all that. You can still take care of immediate needs without, so you're not putting your lifestyle at risk, you're simply waiting for the market to recover. So bear all these things in mind, it will really help you a lot. This market, this crypto space is here to stay, but then it's for the person that has a strong heart. So then in the market psychology, I've talked about the buying low, selling high. When the market is ever afraid, that's when you should buy. Okay, so now I explained, I think I talked about the hype when I was talking about Dogecoin, as I'm using Dogecoin as an example. You should have in your, let's say you have, I'm going to answer questions when I'm done with this thing. I'm going to answer questions. This is that you have funds to trade. You should have funds that you put into some long-term coins, and you should have funds that you put into, your coins that you regularly trade, and you should have amount of funds that you can use to trade the hype. Like now, the hype, some hype, you take that gamble, you take that risk. So, but the money you put in this part shouldn't be plenty, shouldn't be what you cannot simply let go of. So when you watch the market, one way to make profit is to follow the hype. Okay, what's the latest hype now? What can I buy with the hype? Make profit on it. Then what's the latest trend? Like how will NFT trend, NFT market, and DAO market, that's the Centralized Autonomous Organizations market. And then these coins have a period, they are doing well. So you take advantage of it, and then you look for some good NFTs. You invest in them, make profit on them. You follow hype, make profit on it, and then of course you should know, as soon as you're on profit, please take out a profit, please. Hype coins are not good for long-term hold, because when the hype is over, it dies away with it. So the hype is just for profit's sake, make a profit and you're out of the market. Then you trade the trend. What is the season we are in crypto space? You look for those coins and coins. Just like how the the Binance is going to launch. The Binance is going to launch its NFT marketplace and all that. Of course, that's going to really do come in June and all that. Yes. Somebody asked a question about the hype coin. Yes. Like I said, at first, Dogecoin does not have any real use case. It's supposed to be a more quick coin, a meme coin. But eventually, it has an ascribed utility use case to it. So the hype, people like Elon started talking about it. I know how people follow influence. So because of influence, people started following it, and then when it's more hype, the price of the coin goes up. It's more hype, the price of coin goes down. So it's dependent on people's sentiment. Like I said, a hype coin will not have all those extra. Say for example now, it will have a real use case, a real world use case. What about high coins is that they have, some of them have a pump and dump mechanism, while some of them don't. So they follow normal this thing, but they're just basically based on, some high coins are just basically based on the community. The strength is just the community. There's nothing else they're offering, no real world use case. So if the community decides to give up on the coin, the value of the coin just simply goes down. But if the coin is like has a real world use case, have a team actively working on it, have you know, exchange listings. When I'm talking about when I'm talking about exchange listings, we're talking about listing the tokens on exchanges that are reputable. I'm talking about listing a coin on an exchange that you can't even access, because sometimes some coins are like doing massive profits, but then they are on an exchange that you can't even deposit on. It has plenty limitations and all that. And somebody asked a question now about 10%, about taking profit of 10% of the long-term hold. If you're holding a coin for long term, well, 10% seems to be a pretty little percentage to take out of a long-term hold. It's a long-term hold. So if you're holding a coin for a long term and you've made more than 50% of what you put inside, you can take out the profit. It's a long-term hold. You still have a long way to go beyond. Long-term is actually it's 3 months, it's beyond 3 months. Short-term is from a day to 1 month. Mid-term is from 1 month to 3 months. And then long-term is beyond 3 months and above, for as long as whatever. Like as a coin I'm holding for over a year now, for over a year now. So taking out 10% profit, it seems like what someone who is doing short-term would do, because the short-term, so you can pull out 10% profit out of it. And then people that really take out 10% profit from their trade are people that use large funds to trade. If you're using large funds to trade, take for example, you're using $1,000 to trade, enter a single trade. It means that your 10% is $100. So it's reasonable. It's reasonable. So, but that's for a long-term person, no, you can just simply wait for your distance to really mature. But if you're doing short-term, you can take out your 10%. Okay. For short-term coins, every even a good coin, even a potential good coin is okay. Like there are coins that are good. Like there's a particular coin, this UTK. UTK is a good coin, but it can give you profits in short term for as long as whatever. But if you hold it for a long term, it's going to give you profits like over time. Now when one of the reasons why long term would always be the best is because when you look at how well a coin would do did over time, you will see that the coin had ups and downs, but eventually it gave you more than 10x. Let me use Link for example. Chainlink, I bought Chainlink at when it was 1.5 and 2.5, 2.5, then it dropped to 1.5, I bought it again. Now look at how much it's trading at today. Over $30. Now that's a long-term hold of a year. That's a long-term hold of a year. But now before you got to that 30, it got to 3, it got to 4, it got to 5, within a short-term period. So some people would have been taking profits like that. So even good coins can give you short-term profits. But in the long term, it's going to give you more. It's going to give you more. Now, okay, so I'll ask a question again. What is a rock pool? Now, remember what I was saying about shit coins. That's usually, a rock pool is when one person, maybe in a team, in a particular project, normally, like, let me use this for example now. Maybe some persons came together and they decided to create a particular token that will offer a particular use case. Now, these people now make up the team. And this team now have, maybe they have the CEO, they have the community manager, they have this, they have that. They have this, they have that, they have this, they have that. So the different areas that will make the project strong moving forward. But now, it means that this team decided that we have, let me use 1 million tokens, for example. They have 1 million tokens, and then decided that 15% of the 1 million token will just be for the team, to pay the salary of the team, to do whatever, just to take care of the logistics that will run the token, and then the remaining 85 will go into, circulation and every other thing and all that. Now, if the whole token now, that whole 100% of the token, maybe the CEO of the token decides to hold 85% of that token, and only 15% of that token is in circulation. The day he changes his mind and disappears with that 5%, the whole coin will go down. Now there are some coins like that. Like you can find out the like if you go to BSC scan, ETA scan, you will see each token and the number of holders, who is holding, which wallet is holding which number, like the amount of tokens. So you know this particular wallet address is holding this particular amount of token. Now, if in a particular project, only a single wallet is holding more than 70, 80, 85%, even up to 90% of the token, the person may wake up one morning and then boom, vanishes with the coin, and then or sells off everything, and the project crashes. So what could happen in this kind of scenario? And in the scenario of whereby it was created to just be a pump and dump. They just came together, created a token in order to take out profit on people's head. As soon as they're satisfied with that, the profit they've taken, they all disappear. And then people that have bought the coin would not be there with just a bunch of tokens that has no value. So that's rug pull. That's rug pull for you, which is the reason why you don't jump into shit coins with money you cannot afford to lose, or you don't. If you're going to hold a coin for a long time, it's very important that you look at tokenomics of that coin. Look at tokenomics, look at the information that makes you back up. There's something, you're holding a coin there, but you're holding it with confidence. Did you get? There are some coins like that you're holding with confidence. You've looked at the thing, you've looked at the project, you looked at the use case, you looked at the fact that this is going to be super progressive. Just like Ethereum will always be relevant. And now, even the Binance chain with all this, even the exchange coins like OKEx and OKB now, OKEx and OKB will always be relevant because those coins will be used. Like OKEx now is their OKEx chain, which is their own decentralized platform, whereby you have to use OKT as gas fee and all that. So that token will always be relevant for as long as OKEx is existing. So thank you. So if you look at all these things, you're going to hold the coin for a long time. Please kindly go and find out what, who is the team, what are they offering, what is the roadmap, what is the vision, what is the use case, which are their, because in the announcements, in the social media handle, like how active are they at updating people, their community about their progress. You check it, just check all those things, and then you know that, okay, yes, I can hold this coin for a year, I can hold it for 6 months. Back up your holding with facts. Facts will always help give you confidence. Without facts, there's no confidence. You just be doing it based on sentiment, and then wake up one morning and then you find out that your coin has no value, and you've been holding for a long time. So at the end of the day, use case will always play a better role, because companies that want to progress want to partner with all these cryptocurrencies in order to offer better value to their clients. So if a person doesn't have a really good use case, eventually they will not be relevant and then they will fade away. So You keep an eye out for all those things. I think I have some other questions here. Okay, now, this class I've really been very extensive in this meeting. Normally I wouldn't do this because I'll just do this for my paid community. But now somebody asked a question about where I can get coins. Simply, when people come to ask me where can I buy coin, the first thing if someone gives you the name of a coin, the first place for you to check the name of that coin is on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. These are two apps that are readily available on your phone. You simply install CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. Every coin, including the good coins, the terrible coins, the bad coins, the shit coins, the best coins, everything is listed there. Because one of the things that gives people confidence, maybe a project confidence, is when they get listed on either CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. Of course, there are some tokens that are not yet on either CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, but the team always works towards that. Now, for the fact that a coin is listed on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap is not a guarantee that that coin is good. Like I said, it's not a guarantee that the coin is good. There are over 9,000 coins out there. And I'm telling you, just a handful will last for a long time because of what those factors have been listing success token. So when you get a coin, someone gives you a name of a coin, the first place to check to find out at least to know the quantity is supply, total supply, speculative supply, highest price, lowest price, their social media handles and all that is to simply go to CoinMarketCap. Go to CoinMarketCap, you get the contract address too, because sometimes having the right contract address too is very important. So you don't plan to use a coin and all that. The contract address and all those things, you get it on CoinMarketCap application or CoinGecko. Those are simple apps you can install on your phone. They are for information basis. If you're using CoinMarketCap, for example, you even see latest news about that coin in the app, because like I said, in one of my videos, I think on my YouTube channel, you will see where I explained the place of fundamentals like the news. Or news can also really, really increase the value of people start rushing and they take out profit and all that. Okay, Ms. Asha, I'll tell you about that in the paid group. I will explain that in the paid group because the OKEx tokens, that's the OKB and OKT, just like the way we are all enjoying the Binance coin and all people that bought Binance had Binance coin when it was very cheap. Last day, double is $15, and now it's all over, it's more than $600 and all that. Same way, we are expecting that from. We are expecting that for some exchange coins, and that includes OKB and OKT. So let me look at there are so many for people that are asking for coins. There are so many coins out there that can give you profit. Like I said, I've already given you a hint. Any coins that are still not up, a good coin that's not up to $1 is a potential 10x, 100x coin. Well, for people that are asking for coins, you should look into NFT coins. For long-term hold, they'll do well. NFT coins will do well, like coins under the NFT category. They will do well. I think even Oracle coins will still do well. Platform. Dino, I don't know if you're in my paid group, Sha. Platform exchange coins will do well. Like the way exchange coins, like look at, like I said, after I mentioned OKB, OKT. Look at, I think I had KCS, the KuCoin shares. KuCoin shares was when it was like less than $1, and now KuCoin shares is up to $13 for one within a year. So you should also look at, if you're going to look, okay, I have a video on NFT. Just simply check my YouTube channel. Simply check my YouTube channel. I think I've talked enough. This is a free class. This is a free class. If you want more, please simply join the paid class, because after now I will have to answer my paid community their own questions. So look at NFT coins, there are categories. At least some of these, like CoinGecko now and CoinMarketCap, have narrowed down the job for you. You simply go to CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, you see the categories, look for NFT and look at all the coins there. You will see that over time, those coins have been doing well. And if you're looking for long-term hold, you should consider them. You should consider Oracle coins. You should consider platform coins like Dot and the rest. You should consider exchange coins to look at the exchange coins that will do it. So these are coins that at least they have use. They're going to always be relevant, because you always have to use them to either trade, pay for gas fee, or for something. So they will always do well. So let me look at some questions here that I've not answered. Let me look at some questions. Okay. I've answered this one. So someone asked a question: if a coin max supply and total supply is low, let's say below 500 million. 500 million is not low. It's not low at all. We're talking about, look at Bitcoin now. Bitcoin has just 21 million. That's why one of the reasons why it can get to a peak supply of 21 million. That's why it can even easily get to the price it is today. 500 million is not low. It's not actually. It's plenty, but then it's possible for a coin that has this amount of this. If they have very good use case, if they have utility, that they have more people using it, more places using it, more institutions adopting it, of course it can do well. Now, when it comes to supply, what works usually is economics. Low supply, high demand. Higher demand and the supply is low, the price will naturally increase. Even in the normal market, when you go to the market, if there's only one person selling a particular product, the price of that is going to increase, because the person knows that he's the only person selling it. So the rest of the whatever price he sells it at, you buy it. So now this is where supply plays a role. And I know what I explained before about if supply is too large, what is the team doing about supply? Because what is the team doing about supply? If it's deflationary, it means that over time the quantity will drop. If it is not, it means that there are other things about the coin that will make it go up. Because I see a coin that's up to 900 something billion. 900 something billion. Sorry, yeah, I think billion, and I think million. Now 600 something million and all that. So eventually it's the use case of the coin that will help it go up in price and value. I think I'll explain Hypecoin, the 10%. Every good coin is good for short or long term. Like a coin, I take for example now UTK now, you can make profit in UTK in short term. But in the long term, it can give you up to 10x. It's a potential 5x coin. So, but in the short term, it can give you maybe like 15%, 20%, 25%, 100%. I think it did 100%. Like, was it 2 weeks ago? Last week, it did 100%. Also, so UTK can do that, coin like that. But then in the long term, it can even do more. Okay, you have me. I've never subscribed to see, you're holding Dogecoin, just learn to take profit from Dogecoin. Just if you're on profit, take out your profit and then leave what you can leave. Just like this is one of the coins that you buy. Of course, there are holders, there are people that die hard Doge fans. Me, I've never been a Doge fan, but then it can give you profit. So what I would say is, you're on profit. If you're holding Dogecoin, you're on profit. Take out your profit. always learn to take profits. Always learn to take profits. You know, it might never really drop as so low again, but you never can tell because it's been there, it's dependent on just hype. And then, okay, you want to try to 10 coins. That's interesting. Okay. Newly listed coins to study for research. You can always check out coins on, you can just pick up a few exchanges, check out the newly listed coins, and then explore on them. Check them out on social media, check them out on CoinGecko, check out the websites, and then look at that for all those factors that I pointed out earlier. So, okay, yeah, I'll tell you about staking OKB and OKT in the group. Now, yes, staking is another way to make passive income. Staking is another way to make passive income. Like if you're holding a coin for long term, check if that coin is a coin that you can stake also. Because if you're holding it, just like Algo is one of the good long term. I've been holding that coin for like over 6 months. You are holding it in a wallet. You're earning interest on the coin. Also, consider looking at Celsius wallet. You're holding a coin for a long term. Check if you can stake it on Trust Wallet or any place, if you can be earning extra interest in it. Because there's no point holding a coin for long term and you're only earning in one way, just in price increase. With staking, you're earning extra of that coin, and then you're earning as the price of the coin is going up. So you're earning 2 ways. So if you're holding a coin for long term, check if you can stake it on any exchange or wallet. What's the most preferable for long-term holds? So now, but exchange is being hacked. Well, I know so many persons have their funds on this exchange, on Hotbit and all that, but I think they are working actively to recover it back. But that's usually the reasons why, you know, some exchanges have serious backup. There's some exchanges that is going to be very hard to hack because of reputation and the fact that they go to extreme lengths to protect the funds on their exchange. So it's really going to be very hard to hack them and all that. So sometimes exchanges that are hacked never come back. Never come back. But if the exchange is an exchange that is progressive, if they're progressive and they really have the users in mind, they will come back. They always have insurance or backup. Like this exchange now, what's the name? KuCoin. KuCoin came back. It came back after a while and all that. They just, funds were not affected, nothing was affected. You know, they just upped their security and that was it. So any exchange that is progressive, has the future of the users in mind, and you know, have a bigger vision, they will always come back. And then they'll make sure they will increase their distance. For 4bit, like I said, if you're going to trade, one of the things you should look out for in using exchanges is, you know, volume. Look at volume too. The exchanges that have volume of users. If you're looking out for exchanges that have volume of users, those exchanges hardly have problems. They hardly have problems, and they have what we call liquidity. So if you're going to trade on 4bit, make sure that you don't have a major fund there. You're on profit, you pull out the money. Because sometimes money can get stuck on an exchange, maybe because it's not mostly used by people and it's not as easy to access. So whatever exchange you're using, just make sure that there's some exchange that you know that those are very, if you go to CoinMarketCap, you see top 10 exchanges like top 20 and the well, if you want to know what NFT coin is, check my YouTube channel. And BUSD is a stable coin. It will never go up and it will never go down. It's a stable coin. You can watch, I have a video on ABC on cryptocurrency where I explain some cryptocurrency terminologies. You can watch that to learn one or two terminologies in this thing. So, when I talk about a coin that will have good potential, when we talk about price, about being more than $1, price has something really to do about how well a coin will go. Like in case of if a coin will do well. But if you're looking for a coin that will do 10x, go for what we call low cap coins. It means that the coin, okay, kindly mute yourself, please. Kindly mute yourself. Okay, so let me go back to the question. So no, for a coin can have good potential, but it's still very cheap. Still very cheap. It's easy for a coin at 0.1 to easily hit 10x at $10. Usually, the more expensive a coin goes, the higher the market cap, the harder it becomes to hit 10x, 20x, and 50x. You know, a coin that is at $1, if you get $50, that's plenty profit for you. But that will happen over time. So I didn't say that if the coin is more than $1, it has a good potential. No. The current price of a coin doesn't really have anything to do with how well it can do. You have to look at supply, look at market cap, look at so many other things. I mean, if the coin is a good coin or not. So, but if you're looking for a coin that can do 10 times the money you put into it, look at coins that have low market cap and the price is still very low, because it's easy for them to just move. Look at what Bake did. Bake was rotating around 1 point something, and all of a sudden just moved all the way to $7. That is plenty. For people that are patient, that is more than, if they bought at $1, that is up 700%. It just moved in 3 days. It got into 700%. So if the coin is cheap, it's easier for it to just to go up all the way up and hit 5x, 7x, 10x, and all that. But the more expensive it gets, it's not a matter of, just like right now, if you buy BTC today, it means that if you want 100%, you have to wait for BTC to reach more than 100,000 for you to be on 100% profit. So the higher the market cap, it becomes less easy for it to do X's for you, more extra profit. So, well, I think that's all for today. So I think I'll be able to answer some questions. I believe you learned 1802 from this. You learned 1802 from this class. I believe you learned 1802 from this class. And okay, if you want to be in part of my class, you want to join my premium, just send me a DM on WhatsApp. Send me a DM on WhatsApp on 0705 778 5083 plus 234 705 778 5083. Just start me up on WhatsApp and we'll add you to the premium group. So I believe you learned a lot. So as I said in this class will really help you to minimize your losses, minimize your mistakes, and then you maximize profit. Because the point of us all being in this space is make profit. Because every day the system is taking away from us. So we need to be making more money that will be replacing what we are spending. Because the cost of living is becoming more expensive by the day. So we need extra streams of income. And then this is one major stream that can really. No, my premium is not a free class. I have free groups. My premium is a paid class. But if you go to my DM, I'll tell you how much it costs to join. My YouTube link, let me see if I can share it. Just give me a little time. But if you type, just look for Valucop on YouTube, VALUCOP. Look for Valucop on YouTube. Let me see if I can post it. There's a very good long-term hold. Even Bake is still going to do. Imagine if Bake goes all the way to where Cake is right now. Just look for Valucop, Valucop on YouTube. Valucop, just simple Valucop, and then you'll see my YouTube channel. I hope that helps you. So even this class is, I recorded it. So if you want to go through it again, maybe at a particular point you missed something or something, this video will be available in all my groups. And you can watch it again, and maybe you pass forward to wherever you want to get again. Do you understand? So I make this video available in a very short while, and you can watch. So thank you for being on this class. I'm still your favorite value delivery strategist, Victoria. Yes, I will. I'll post on the WhatsApp group. Okay, just send me a message on WhatsApp. Like I said, if you want to be a part of my premium, send me a message on WhatsApp and we'll talk. We'll talk about it and all that. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. So see you in another class. So I will continue with my people, my premium class, and then, all right.